Oh yeah, welcome back to Marvel Contest of Champions News. It's Monday, it's the 18th of February 2019. Lots going on in the community, as there always is. Whether or not there's complaint, there's things to be joyful about, and whether or not somebody got the predictions right for once. Yes, this is Marvel Contest of Champions News. Let's go. Now, like the ever excited Muppet like I am, I did miss out talking about this particular story and its changes to crystal drop rates. Now, there's going to be mixed thoughts on this. Yay! First off, number one, isn't that so great that drop rates have indeed improved? But for those that have spent over the years, probably feel that this is a little bit of, hey, screw you a little bit. If you think about the amount of money that people have put in particular, Crystal Opening Well, for example, is putting a lot of money into this game. To see something like this is kind of like, well, that's a bit unfair for the amount of time and the amount of money that I've actually put into this game. Would this theoretically mean that I would have got something more than I've currently got? Possibly. That extra little bit of a percentage increase, which I'm not quite sure if there's a huge amount of rise, but still enough to make people go, is this something that's going to see an improvement? I'm yet to find out personally. I'll be spending at some point on crystals. I don't know when, but to see this is sort of positive, but it does leave a bit of a slight bitter taste in the mouth. In any case, I could be completely bang out of order for saying something like that, but have your say on the subject in the comment section below. Since our last news, a lot of people have had their thoughts and as well feedback given to Kabam on the subject of Alliance Wars and Alliance Wars seasons and what we're really going on with the matchmaker, because this isn't good. I got stung by this today, and a lot of other players do get stung on this. So it's not specific for time zones. If you're thinking that you have an alliance and you've got someone in Mexico, you've got someone in China, you've got somebody that's in some part of Europe somewhere, and you as alliance, you like being that alliance, but the fact is this going to mean you might have to work towards an alliance that's built around the time frame of Alliance Wars, and unfortunately that may be the case. Now, I don't want to go over and over this, but the fact is it's not great for a lot of alliances. And like I said, I had to work today, and at the same time, there's Alliance Quest stuff that needs to be done that requires certain champions in a certain way and certain placements, and there's other members in other parts of the country. So it's difficult to not tailor make your Alliance Wars matchmaking to your particular alliance. And yeah, I understand that it was meant to sort out collusion, but the fact is, I don't think we properly got the idea that this would be such a big change, and at the same time, it doesn't feel communicated to the community. And shout out to Serious Break for kind of collecting together things that Kabam Mike has said on the subject, which is, first of all, obviously they're going to look into it based on the feedback. It was going to be a case of, as of Sunday, that they were going to try and look at something, but don't hold them to it. And the final thing is that, and the most recent information, is that we might have to wait a little bit longer for this to be put in place. Now, this does come very close to a brand new start of Alliance Wars seasons, and is going to mean that a lot of, well, shit matchmaking is going to happen, whether or not it's time zone specific and rating non-specific, or is it prestige based specific. The fact is, this enlistment stuff is a bit of a joke, we all know. This seems to be what is going to happen. We're going to have to wait. So by the time I get Marvel Contest Champions news out today, it may be a case that something has indeed gone live for the community, and we need it because this isn't good at the moment. Next up, and this has been doing the rounds, I don't know where this originates from. Some people said it's from Reddit. Somebody said that this might have been one of the content programmy people that did this. I don't know. The fact is, I found this on Facebook, so it's been doing the rounds around the community on different sites. It's funny that it's not working. I mean, obviously the connection thing's been put in there as the joke, but the fact is, yeah, Dave and Buster's this particular arcade game wasn't working. It does look like a pretty cool game. Some of the footage that I've seen does mean that it's quite good. It is effectively like a Tekken, like a virtual fighter game, where it's very much a case of like button mash, quick moving. Same thing with the game. It's just reactions. Your reactions have got to be key at the end of the day. It's a big device to throw if you get frustrated with it. That's all I say. So as you know, Dungeons is making a return. I kind of wigged out on my Dungeons runs. I was like, hey, I'm really committed to this, and then after a while, I was like, oh, I can't really be bothered with this bollocks anymore. But in any case, it's back. If you are interested, I will probably try and finish off getting a crystal, because, you know, it's just there. The fragments are there. The fragments there. Dark artifacts, sorry, are there. So that's the case. Just get it done. There are some more things on offer, like tier 4 basics, tier 2 alpha, lots of things that are going to be somewhat beneficial, but obviously you've got to do the more difficult stuff, the more difficult dungeons in order to do that. The room 7 is going to be obviously a fun one because you get loads of tier 2 alpha, but some players may go, nah, not for me. Some players will obviously go for this, so go for it. Also, shout out to Old Trucks for data running the information of what is in each of the crystals. Nothing really to shout out about when it comes to the Chaos Crystal. I personally like Dormammu and MODOK, but you know, a lot of people may not actually feel the same way. But having Medusa in there is quite good, but there are a lot of trash champs to negotiate through. The Nightmare Crystal sees some good champions as well. There's a lot of trash to negotiate through as well. Okay, not too bad with this one actually. The Genesis Crystal. Magic, Wasp, yeah, brilliant. Storm, yeah, she's right. Drax, yeah, he's alright. Doc Ock, Hawkeye and Korg, yeah, not too bad with the Genesis Crystal. The Evolution Crystal sees some alright-ish champions. You do have to negotiate, and having Void, Gwenpool, Morningstar, Sentinel, the rest, again, negotiating through, but still some good champions. Nothing really substantial about the War Crystal, except for Killmonger, well, Nebula, Hulk. I lied, there's some really good ones in there. Venom, yeah, Hela, not too bad, yeah. There's some good ones in there. Death Crystal's a little bit mediocre. Heimdall's in there, so that's alright. But obviously Ghost, everyone wants a Ghost. And then you've got nothing else. Okay, so depending if Spider-Gwen's going to be really good after the update. Bishop's alright as well, but there's not really some massive amount of decent champions in these crystals. But I do rate the Genesis Crystal. At the moment, there's very mixed opinions on the fact that we've got a Captain Marvel movie version. Whether or not she's still going to retain that name, it would be kind of weird to have that. Whether or not it's going to be Captain Marvel and then something of a different kind of title. Is she going to be a March champion? I'm still very much on the fence. It seems fairly likely that we will see her as a champion. Will she retain any kind of difference in movesets? Could be a case she's drawing on a lot of inspiration, or the Kabam team are drawing on a lot of inspiration from the upcoming movie called Captain Marvel. So that would be cool to see whether or not there are going to be a new set of moves. But essentially, I think a lot of players are kind of thinking that they would have preferred a little bit of a rework from the old one, especially considering that very much mixed of opinions whether or not the champion is OP in her current state. I'm sure predominantly people will say no, she's not, and could she have a little bit of a rework or a tiny bit of an improvement? I personally have her. I really enjoy the character, but I'm thinking like if they could like just slightly rework in some sort of signature ability that's a little bit changed, or maybe some abilities that are slightly changed, or the moveset, and just changing the kind of way that the champion looked was kind of like less work than it would be to put in a completely new champion. But I'm sure that Kabam have something up their sleeve to make her very much more enjoyable, or kind of tackling that really difficult content. Fingers crossed. Next on to our final story. I'm pretty certain I've actually got these predictions right for once. So I'm pretty happy about that, by the way. It looks like, obviously compared against here, and so far what I'm seeing in this section here for the comments, that the really kind of lowest score that we're going to see is about 2.4 mil for Heimdall. Now that's very early days. There could be a case that he's gone even lower than that, but I'm thinking so far of what I've seen, 2.4 mil was safe. 20 mil, there's kind of cutoffs for like position 139 for a 20 mil for the 5-star Cyclops, and then it's definitely looking like about 5.9 or kind of like a little bit lower for Cyclops as a 4-star from the featured. So I'm pretty certain that I got things right with predictions. Yay me, I'll give myself a pat on the flipping back, why don't I? And predictions wise, when it comes to, well, round 2, then I'm pretty much going the same. With Heimdall, I think that players may go a little bit higher than 2.4 or 2.5, to a point where I think it may be safe to say 2.6 mil would definitely get the champion. And as well with the 5-star, I think that's going to be around about the same, if not a little bit less. I said about 18 mil. I'm thinking when the score comes in, it's going to be around there. So yeah, 20 mil flat for the 5-star Cyclops, maybe a tad too much. So let's say about 19, maybe 20 if you're feeling that you want to be secure in the champion you get. And as well, when it comes to the 4-star version, man, about 5.9, maybe a little bit less for that, maybe 5.4 mil for that champion. But you can meet it in the middle and say, let's just say 5.7 will be absolutely fine. So there we have it. That has been your Marvel Contest of Champions news for the 18th of February 2019. Just a little bit of a shout out to everyone. Thank you very much for everyone that has joined the Discord server and recently become new members to the channel. It's amazing support. Couldn't ask for anything more. If you did want to be part of the Discord chat, then go to the link in the description and it will take you there. We're joining members like Left, Right and Centre. Shout out to Kaiser Ren for all the work you've done on the Discord server, by the way, and obviously all the sponsors. Amazing. Oh, one quick thing to mention, that I'm doing some work elsewhere this week, so for continuity purposes, my hair is going to be short in live streams and also Marvel Contest of Champions news and maybe some videos, and others it's going to be long. So that kind of explains that. So if anyone in the comments goes, in other videos your hair's long but then it's short on the news and other videos. Yeah, the reason being, I made some videos last week so I can then go and work for some other projects and other people. And yeah, you don't really need to ask, and I don't really need to explain, but continuity hair issues, that explains it. Some videos hair long, some short. Whatever. Have a good time, whatever you're doing. Like, share, and subscribe. Catch you in the next one. Bye-bye for now.